Yes, from same old Bears as we kick off this Bears Now mailbag. I'm Harrison Graham. He asks, Caleb Williams aside, what was the biggest positive and biggest negative in Week 1? Yeah, I saw this comment in the comment section, so I wanted to include it. I'll go one on the defense, one on the offense. I thought Dayo Odeyingbo was a positive. I thought he played well. I thought he was consistently driving back offensive lineman, denting the pocket, sacked JJ once, was close a couple other times, hit him a couple times. I thought he was good. I thought through one game he did his job. Now, he was lined up primarily against Justin School, so we'll see how he does against starting level tackles in Detroit. Two good ones there. But I thought for one game he earned his paycheck. And then Jonah Jackson really struggled. Graded out really poorly per PFF. In real time, it felt like he was the Bears' worst offensive lineman as well. That definitely was the case. Had 2 false starts also. Not a good Bears debut for Jonah Jackson. On the bright side, let's be positive here. What was your biggest positive from Week 1 against the Vikings? Because it wasn't all bad. At the end of the day, you lost by 3 points. It's not like you got blown out. Give me your biggest positive from the Bears in Week 1. All right, EPAL, hashtag Bears. Should have used Kyle instead of DJ and Swift a couple plays. I don't know why he didn't use him after they talked about how confident they are, and I didn't see Bird until the 4th. What is going on? Well, the Burden thing, he's your 4th receiver. I just don't think he's going to get a lot of snap share early in the year. So that's one. I agree on Monangai, though. One, Swift wasn't really getting it going. Why not just change of pace, try a different back, see if he can find more success? I don't mind that DJ got 3 carries. I expect DJ Moore to get some touches out of the backfield. They've made that clear up to this point. But Swift and Monangai were your only 2 healthy backs. You might as well give Monangai a look. He caught a pass for a first down. That was good to see. They used him in some pass pro situations. But I'd like to see him get some carries this week in Detroit. Mike Nintendo Master, will the Bears draft a left tackle or an edge rusher? We'll see. I mean, they certainly could end up needing both positions next season. We'll see how it plays out with Montez and Dayo this year. We'll see how Braxton plays. Obviously, is Ozzy Trapillo still their hopeful long-term plan at left tackle? Are they going to consider moving Darnell Wright to the left side and play Trapillo at right tackle next year? A lot of things have to play out, but those are 2 premium positions and 2 positions that the Bears could target in the draft a year from now. Today's show is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Football is back and better than ever, and I'm firing off Prize Picks every single week. It's very easy to play Prize Picks, as you just pick more or less on stat projections on 2 to 6 player lineups. If you get your lineup right, you can win up to 2,000 times your money. That's right, certain lineups. $10 entries can net you $20,000. Prize Picks also invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. For Week 2, Prize Picks is offering a max discount on Travis Kelce of more than half a receiving yard. I've paired that with Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt's more than 41.5 rushing yards for Washington. $20 entry to win $60. Of note, those max discount plays, you can only use them in one lineup per account. So, you can't use the Travis Kelce on 6 different lineups. So choose carefully there. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. It's Prize Picks. It's good to be right. That link is in the comments and the description for you guys. Jay Smalls, your hate for Fields and obsession for Ben Johnson is insane. What has Ben Johnson done to make you such a fan? He had a good offense in Detroit. Whoop-de-doo. You make it seem like he is Belichick. He's a better coach than Belichick today, I'll tell you that. Belichick's a joke now. No bullshit. He's completely cooked. What makes me a fan is that he's been by far the best offensive coordinator in the NFL for 3 years now for the Detroit Lions. I get it. They've acquired a lot of talent. It's the Detroit Lions. By the way, I know we're overreacting to one game. Did you see the Lions' offense in Week 1? They were fucking awful. Hopefully they're bad again in Week 2, because that's who the Bears play this week. I have no idea if Ben Johnson's going to be a high-level head coach, but I like what he's about. He's detail-oriented. He's a no-nonsense guy, and he has a proven track record for years now as an offensive play caller and designer. That's why I like him. Doesn't mean he's going to be a great head coach for the Bears, but that's why I like him. The Fields thing, I do not hate Fields. I don't know why people think this. I just thought it was time to move on because he had 3 years to prove he was the guy. He did not. He did not win a game of significance really at all. Went 10-28 as a starter and never threw for more than 2,500 yards in a season. Like, at some point, regardless of what's around you, and it got a little better around him every single year, he didn't progress enough. I hope he wins a Super Bowl for the Jets. He's a great guy, a great teammate, a great leader. I'm happy for the guy. But he didn't even win the first game that everybody's glazing him over. So I'm tired of talking about Justin Fields. I've said I'm retired from these conversations, but I knew they were going to return after he played well in week 1. And the Johnson thing is just like, sorry that we have a coach that has some accountability now, unlike the last guy. Pretty easy to like the new coach after your last coach was Matt fucking Eberflus. Posey Jones. Of course, I want Caleb to be the man, but looking at the one thing you can't teach is accuracy. For some reason, Caleb was not accurate like he was in college. I agree. I think you can teach mechanics and footwork that can increase accuracy. Josh Allen is really the only guy who was inaccurate in college that has become more accurate. That he's a rare case. That's why I'm confused here. Caleb was very accurate in college. So, like, that's why I'm so hopeful it can get back because, like, this wasn't an issue for him at USC. Like, we can debate, can he process fast enough? Can he pick up NFL offenses? Can he do the verbiage? All that stuff, time will tell if he progresses enough in those areas. I do not understand the inaccuracy issues. I do not get it. Like, he was not inaccurate in college. Why is he inaccurate now? It does not make sense to me. Subscribe to the channel. If you never want to miss a video, hit that sub button, turn on notifications. We do these live mailbags every live show. Normally we go live Monday and Thursdays, but since the Bears played on Monday Night Football, we went live on Tuesday here. We will be live again on Thursday, and then, of course, on Sunday for game day against the Detroit Lions. So rock and roll with us. We're pumping out content every single day. Jaden Grimm, first game in a new offense against one of the best defenses in the league. We should wait till next week to make judgments on Caleb. Ability to bounce back is more important than starting strong. Listen, if Caleb goes out and has a good game against Detroit and they win, everyone's going to feel a lot better. That's natural fan response, right? Play bad, sky is falling. Play good, we're back. So I think some patience is going to be required. If he lays another egg, people are going to be frustrated. I'm going to react to what I see to the best of my ability, like I always do. I thought it was about a C- performance in week 1. There was some good in there, but it wasn't nearly consistent enough. Harley Bance, where were the 2 tight end pass plays and Monangai between the tackles? They used 2 tight ends a lot. Ben Johnson did talk about this after the game. He was asked about why they didn't throw to the tight ends much. He said based on the opponent and the blitz packages that it was a big part of the game plan to use Kmet and Loveland as blockers, in pass pro specifically. So, that was part of the plan. It wasn't some, like, they had a plan to throw to them and they just didn't. So, you can agree or disagree with that plan. I understand it, especially with Braxton's struggles in camp, having extra protection to help against the blitz-heavy defense. So that was part of the game plan. We'll see if that changes against Detroit coming up this week. Speaking of which, who you got? Bears, Lions. Type CHI for the Bears, DET for the Lions. Who wins in week 2? Big game in the division. Both teams are 0-1, so the loser of this game really falls behind the 8 ball. Robert, did you read the report from a former Bears scout that Poles never really scouted another quarterback and focused strictly on Caleb? That wasn't new, though. That wasn't new. None of the other quarterbacks took top 30s to Chicago. We knew that at the time. It's tough because I was Team Caleb all the way. He's the guy I wanted to draft, so, like, I'm glad they drafted him. Obviously, so far, Jaden has proven to be the best QB in that class, and if you could have a do-over, you would take Jaden up to this point. But he was mostly the consensus number 1 guy. Like, I think if you polled all 32 teams saying, hey, who would you draft? I think 20+, if not 25+, would have said Caleb. But looking back at it, at minimum, you should have brought in more guys into your building. Even if you still land on Caleb, which they likely would have, That's completely fair criticism. Like they should have brought in more guys and at least done their due diligence on, even if not all 6, like 2 other guys. Pick 2 guys you like their film on, bring them into your building, see if they impress you enough to make it a tougher decision between them and Caleb. And if they don't, then okay, you still have Caleb. But yeah, it's fair criticism. Adam White, in the grand scheme of things, if you ask me, this is all Ryan Poles' fault. Thoughts? I'd probably say, is it all George McCaskey's fault? I don't know. It just seems like regardless of who the GM is, regardless of who the coach is, regardless of who the quarterback is, regardless of who the players are, one thing remains the same. George McCaskey. Since he took over as chairman, 0 playoff wins. So I certainly think Poles deserves a lot of blame. You're 15-37 since he's been the GM, regardless of what the reasons are. He is in charge of putting the roster together. So, yeah, I don't think he's done a good enough job. Has it all been bad? I wouldn't say it's all been bad, but has it been good enough? No, it certainly has not. Appreciate all your questions, and appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button here on Chicago Bears Now, and we will continue to rock and roll with you.